So let's talk about the difference between bullying, incivility, or someone just having a bad day. How do you know if your coworker is a bully, a drama queen, or just being a jerk? When someone lashes out and they recognize it, they'll apologize. But a bully never apologizes. They justify their behavior. And when someone's just having a bad day, we have to give people grace. We don't always give people the same grace that we want for ourselves when we're having a bad day. So let's get clear on what bullying really is. Bullying is a repeated pattern of disruptive behavior with a conscious or unconscious attempt to do harm. In order for bullying to exist, there has to be a target or someone is targeted. It's harmful and it keeps happening over and over again. You might have even had the discussion with the employee one-on-one, yet that bullying behavior still continues. Incivility, on the other hand, are these low levels of unprofessional or rude behaviors. They're inconsiderate, they're disrespectful, it's eye rolling, it's mocking, it's the condescending body language, it's helping people you like, it's not helping people that you don't like. Bullying, which we just talked about a minute ago, is addressed by a workplace code of conduct. But incivility is addressed by changing your culture. That is what's very difficult. What I see in healthcare, yes, I have seen bullying where someone or a group of people or a new employee is targeted. But what I see every day is just incivility, not saying good morning to people, not offering your help, not going out of your way, not cleaning up after yourselves, negative body language. Those are the things that we see. We don't just see them at work. We see them in our world today, and we are just a microcosm of what's happening in our society today. Now let's talk a little bit about what bullying is not, because what I have found over the years is as we talk about bullying and people learn about it, then everybody's a bully, like the pendulum swings the other way. Bullying is not constructive criticism. You might see this if you have a brand new employee and they have a preceptor and the preceptor is just trying to give them constructive criticism. Maybe they're struggling with putting in a Foley. Maybe somebody's working in housekeeping and there's a certain way you have to clean a room and they're not doing it just right. So the preceptor helps them out. As long as it's done in a respectful manner, that's constructive criticism. That's the only way that we can get better in our jobs. But I have had people come to me when someone just corrects them or tries to help them and they'll say they're being bullied. It's not being held accountable for your performance. Years ago in my old job, one of my charge nurses was accused of bullying a nursing assistant. And when I asked the nursing assistant to tell me about it, just give me some more information, she said, well, the last couple of weeks I've been late to work and Emily tells me I have to be here on time. And I said, well, did she publicly embarrass you? Did she yell and scream at you? Did she talk to you in private about it? She said, well, she talked to me in private about it. I said, well, then that's not bullying. Part of your job is that you need to work on time. And sure, things are going to happen and we need to talk about that. But a charge nurse or somebody in a leadership role, or even one of your coworkers saying to you, hey, we really need you to be on time is not bullying. It's not having a different opinion or having a conflict. We can agree to disagree. We can have discussions that are respectful. But if someone doesn't agree with you, that doesn't mean they're bullying you. And then there's just people having a bad day. And I think out of all the things, this is what I'd like to put a little bit more focus on is, as human beings, we are hardwired to more negatively or more harshly judge others than we do ourselves. We really struggle with seeing other people's perspectives. So, for example, what happens when one of your coworkers is late to work? What do people say about them? They're lazy, they're uncommitted. How do they keep their jobs, right? I mean, I'm sure many of you would agree that's what, maybe you don't say it, but you hear others say that about a person. We judge people by flaws, what we think are flaws in their character. But what if we're late to work? We have a good reason, right? We hit traffic, there was a bad accident, we overslept, my kid threw up on my shoes as I walked out the door. Ours is situational, and we think they're good reasons. Yet when other people have those reasons, we don't give them that same grace. And if each one of us could combat some of the rudeness that we see out there, we'd have much better units. Unfortunately, we are living in an age of rudeness. We spend more time on Facebook, Netflix, Instagram than we do having conversations with real people, with real emotions. But unfortunately, rudeness has a toxic effect on all of us, whether we are the victim of rudeness or incivility, or whether we're just witnessing it. Employees suffer from stomach aches, headaches, sleeplessness, even as far as issues with alcohol and drug addiction when they've been dissed by their coworkers, or if they're living in a really, or working in a really toxic environment. And even when you are witnessing it, just standing back and witnessing it, studies show that we lose our creativity and our working memory. And so this is not just about being nice. There are documented and studied events about what the effect of rudeness in our workplace has. We've already talked about the impact it has on patients, but just coming into work every day, if you're working in a toxic environment, it's as bad as hanging out with somebody who smokes cigarettes 8 hours a day in terms of your mental and emotional health.